This here is the cutest collection of stoop finds right here. We have what appears to be 3 books, a red scooter, and a rocking panda.
Kevinisomoto says welcome to the vlog.
Hello, my friends. It's year 14, week number 701. There's a guy I met here in the city where once a month or once every 2 months, he plans these gigantic social hikes. Essentially, he chooses a different location around the city. People show up, and then he has the whole thing mapped out, like an itinerary for the day of things that the group will check out over the course of 10 hours. And so I started going to these things because I just wanted to meet new people out here in the city. And what's nice is that when you go back, you see repeat people who you remember from the previous hike. So the first one I went to was like over the summer, I think, and it was in Staten Island. The second one was right before winter break. We went to Red Hook, Brooklyn, and now the third one that I was going to attend happened this week, and the plan was to check out the Chinatown Financial District area of Manhattan. So I met up with the group towards the end of the day. This is the Brookfield Mall in the Financial District area, and when I arrived, there was probably about 20 to 25 people who were there. We just hung out in this like food court area of the mall, and then from there we walked over to, I think it's called the Conrad Hotel. They have like a lobby and a small little bar inside of the hotel. At the very end of the hike, the group kind of split up. My part of the group stuck around that area, and we walked over to have dinner. The group that showed up for this whole thing was a mix of people who I've seen in the past, and then also some new people that I met for the first time. My friends, we're inside of this Chinese restaurant. Do you guys know what the name of this restaurant is? Dim Sum Palace. Dim Sum Palace. I'm here with 4 people. 3 of them are too shy to be on camera, but we have a new character unlocked, my friends. Please let me introduce you to Jack. No, you're on this side. You gotta come to this side. Come to this side.
Hello.
Okay, so the question is, this is my new friend that I made today.
Yeah.
The question is, in your ideal world, what is your ideal time for lunch and dinner?
Oh, okay. I feel like I'm boring. I feel like I would say 11:30
For the breakfast or for the lunch?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's
Early.
very interesting. Okay.
And maybe like 6 or 7. But I mean, ideally, I'm a big snacker, so I eat all the time of the day. So ideally, you have food around all the time, and just.
Do you eat breakfast?
No.
Okay. So the first meal is the lunch for you.
Yeah. So that's why I get hungry a little bit earlier.
11:30. Okay. And then like dinner, maybe like 6:30ish, maybe.
Yeah. But I like snacks. So like, I wasn't really hungry before coming here, but then I saw pizza and dim sum, and now I'm like, I could still eat more food. So I'm
nice.
always,
Yeah. And this is like part of the adventure, you know.
Yeah. I love that.
Nice.
So I'm glad.
Good to meet you today.
Good to meet you.
All right, quick update here on the sewing project. Most recent one was my trucker jacket, this corduroy trucker jacket. It is now complete, my friends. We have finished our sewing project this week. So this is the jacket that I bought. I bought this online. It was too big. So when I purchased it, it was too long in the torso, and then the sleeves were also too long. So what I did is I cut off the hems. I cut off the cuffs of the sleeves, and then I cut off the whole entire cuff that went along the bottom of the jacket, hemmed the whole thing up, and then I reused that fabric that I cut off. I basically cut out these, I have this stencil now, so I cut out these side adjuster tabs, pinned the whole thing up, sewed the whole thing together, and now we have the finished jacket that I've been working on. This has been like a work in progress. I've been working on this slowly over the past 3 or 4 weeks. This is a side adjuster I put on the lower back. It's an oversized jacket, so if I loosen it, it makes it a very boxy fit. And then you can simply pull on these tabs here and you can cinch up the back, which just gives it a nice taper in the torso area back here. And then essentially I took this same shape and applied the same exact thing, except just a smaller version to my sleeves. And the same idea, if I loosen it up, it leaves the sleeves nice and tubular and very open, so it gives it a boxy, oversized fit. But I can cinch those in, and it basically tapers the sleeve just a little bit down to the wrist, so it just kind of like gives it a little bit more shape if I cinch those in. And then to finish this raw edge here, I took the fabric of the hem from down here and I basically recut the whole thing, sewed it back on, and now we have a finished edge that goes around the entire bottom of this jacket. I'm happy with how this turned out. We're going to be beginning a new project very soon here. I haven't figured out what I want to venture into next, but that is the update on this week's sewing project. We are going to shuffleboard tonight. We're going to win. I'm feeling it. We're going to win tonight. I believe our record right now for this season is 3-3. 3 wins, 3 losses. And while that is not the best, it is kind of still in the position where if we continue to do well for the rest of the season, we have a shot at kind of like just peaking above the 50 percentile of other teams in the league. So if we can get to that point, we will then be able to make it to the playoffs. And that's kind of the ultimate goal with this whole thing. So we're trying to continue winning these things so that we can kind of like get to the very end, you know what I'm saying? In this week's shuffleboard tournament game, we had the meetup again, and this week we got new team uniforms. So the name of our team is No Cooks in the Kitchen, and it's kind of a play on, in shuffleboarding, that gutter section is called the kitchen. So it's kind of a play on that, right? So our team name is called No Cooks in the Kitchen. The nickname for our players, we're called the Chefs. And so to play on all of that.
Bought them off Chef Works? What? Is this a real?
Yeah, that's like the brand that like people, like the companies buy. It was cheap though.
Is it so legit now? We got new uniforms today, my friends. Aprons. And these chef hats right here. The team that we played against, they weren't very good, but we were actually even worse than them. So in the end, we ended up losing this week. It's very unlikely that we're gonna make it to the very end of like the playoffs and all that for this season. We're just not quite ranking high enough. I believe there's one more game left for this current season that's happening next week. I think they're taking a week break and then begins the new season after that. Right now I'm about to teach myself how to cook rice because I'm going to a Hawaiian themed party next week and I'm gonna try to make spam musubi for this thing. So that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. It's been year 14, week number 701. Next week will be week number 702.